Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me and we're going to be trying out a whole lot of new makeup. Most of the stuff I have waited for to try in this video, but then there's some things that I couldn't wait on. But I am using the new Emily Edit the Once palette. I know that was out of stock for a little while. Finally trying out the OSMOSIS foundation. I have a Beauty Blender setting spray. Got some Pat McGrath, BECCA, NATASHA, DENONA. I have some Touch and Soul, CATRICE. I have a little bit of everything in here. I'm even trying out the new MILANI concealer. So I have a lot of stuff to play in. So if you want to see how I created this look and how everything worked, just keep watching. I'm going to start off with the OSMOSIS Performance Wear Satin Foundation, and the shade I have is Natural Light. This foundation has been requested on my channel so much, like so much, and I was very lucky to receive it from Brianna Stanko. She owns Premier Look, so she sent this over. She guessed my color and I think she did a great job with it. I have been using this foundation for I think this is the 5th time I'm putting it on. So I actually have a review for you guys instead of just, you know, like a first impressions thoughts. I definitely know how I feel about this foundation. And in case anybody's wondering, this is a Sonia Kashuk large sponge. She was really awesome and sent over some skincare as well. I have incorporated, I don't remember, the stem cell growth factor or something like that. I have incorporated that, and I'm kind of gonna go slowly and add some stuff in because I don't want to add too many things in or switch things out with my skincare and then have an issue and not know what it is. So I'll definitely update you guys on how things are going and what I keep in my routine and what maybe didn't work and all that. Now this is a first impressions. This is a concealer from MILANI. This is the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer, and I have the shade number 120 Light Vanilla. I had been testing out that Fenty one for so long that I completely forgot that I even had this. The texture seems nice. I got asked why I don't bring my concealer all the way up, and that is because I don't want too much product up there, so I like to bring the product up with my sponge rather than it already being there, because I feel like it will crease a little bit more or look a little bit more heavy, all that if I have too much right underneath there. Like right now, that's a bit much, so I'll go in with the bottom of my blender and take any excess off, just like that. It's kind of like the same thing I do with my powder. I want more powder here, but not as much right underneath my eyes. That actually looks really good. I hope it doesn't change and look bad with powder on top. I'm gonna stick with my usual powder from Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Pound Cake, just so that I actually know if I like the concealer or if I don't. And I'm going to bake. And then, like I said, I bring the excess up. So there's never as much powder underneath my eye as there is right down here, because I really like to bake down here and then just whatever left over up top. I do have a new powder that I want to use, but I don't want to use it to set my face. I want to try it for buffing, so I'm going to wait to use this and go in with my La Mer powder in Translucent. And Sonia Kashuk large powder brush. Wayne Goss number 2 brush, and I am just going to dust away the remaining bake. Now I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona Sculpting Powder in the shade 01 Light. I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of already dipped into this too. It looks darker than what it actually goes onto the skin. So I'm going to use my BOM 36 from Royal & Langnickel. Flippin' love this brush. I love this brush so much. And as you can see, like just picking up product and applying it, it's not too much. Like I really thought when I got this, the first one I got from Sephora was shattered. Like it was shattered. And then I was like, oh, it's gonna be too dark, but it's not. It's really, really, really a really nice color. And I've got to tell you, the Sephora girl that I talked to whenever my package came in broken, she was the sweetest thing in the entire world. Like, she was letting me know that, hey, just FYI, we have the $100 gift card point perk right now. Like, she didn't have to do that. It wasn't even on their website yet. And she got that for me. She gave me some samples. She added points. I was like, okay, Sephora customer service. Like, I spoke with her supervisor and everything just to let her supervisor know how great she was, because I was so impressed. Like, people that go that far out of their way just to make sure that someone is happy, especially over the phone, you know? I don't know. I told her that. I told her she was one of the best people I've ever spoken to on the phone. I'm also going to use this for my nose because I feel like it is light enough. Like, it's so crazy to me that it comes off that light. I really like it. I love the color of this thing. This is a Tom Ford number 11. I'm just taking this along the sides of my nose. All right, now I got to get something on my lips really quickly, so I'm going to go in with my Tatcha Camilla Gold Spun Lip Balm. Let's put this on real quick. For blush, I'm going to go in with one of my Christmas presents from one of my friends. This is from Jane Iredale, and it's a pure pressed blush in the shade Copper Wind. And this is what the shade looks like, and then I'm just going to use my Linda Hallberg 310. I really like this color. Now, I don't have a new highlighter, so I'm just gonna go in with one of my favorites, and this is a new highlighter, but I've already talked about it. This is the Dior Skin Luminizer Lolly Glow number 7 Peach Delight, and this brush from ENVISION Cosmetics, which I don't know if you follow Ripley on Instagram. Ripley and, oh shoot, I forgot her name, but I will link them down below. She is starting out her new line, and she's got 3 brushes. It's this one, this little packer brush here, and then this little medium-sized guy right there. I bought some, but then she also sent me some, which is amazing. I love Ripley. I don't know the other girl very well, or really at all. I've never spoken with her, but I love to show my support to people. And her brush, oh my gosh, the brush cleanser from the line, it smells like, it reminds me of Love Spell, which brings me all the way back to my high school days. You know, like Love Spell from Victoria's Secret, you know? It's good. I found that this brush is really great for highlighting. It's synthetic and it's like semi-dense, so I like it a lot for highlighting. All right, this is where we're gonna go in with the new powder. I'm gonna use this to buff. It's the Catrice Prime and Fine Illuminizing Powder, waterproof, in the shade Radiant Beige. And that's what got me, was it was a radiant powder. This is what it looks like right here. I'm just gonna go in with my Sonia G. I'm getting them confused. It's Sonia Kashuk and then Sonia G. This is definitely Sonia Kashuk, Target. And I'm going to buff with this powder. I do know that this has a beautiful texture to it. This has, I don't know if you can tell, like, it has a slight luminosity to it. It's just really pretty. But I wanted to see what it looked like. I've never put it on my skin. I was just touching it the other day. That just sounds horrible, but I wanted to see what it looked like buffing on the skin. I was scared with it having a color to it that it would deepen up my foundation, but it doesn't look like it really would have. All right, now I'm gonna move on to eyes, and Makeup Revolution sent over the Emily Edit palette. They also sent over the Needs palette, but I'm going to concentrate on this one for the eyes, as well as these little guys that I bought from Sephora. They're from Touch and Soul. What are these called? The Sparkling Foiled Pigment. So I wanna use one of these on my lids, and I'm going to use this as my base. Zoeva 227, and I'm starting off with the shade Prayer, going on the outer corner first, and then I'm going to start blending that into the crease and upwards. I think my voice just like broke. Just soft circular motions to blend this upward. I'm going to take it all the way in, but I want the least amount of pigmentation here and the most out here. And this was just one dip into the shade, so I'm happy with how far that pigmentation went. Royal Inlay Nickel BOM 47, I'm just going to run that same shade right along the lower lash line. Same brush in the shade Hobby. This is just going to create a little bit of dimension. I'm taking that mainly into the crease. I'm taking it on the outer corner, but that doesn't really matter. I'm going to add another color there anyway. I just like to start here so that it creates a better blend. Fifi on a Smith 230, and I'm going to place that on the very outer corner. And again, slightly into the crease, just not all the way this time. I am going to bring that about halfway onto the lid. Now this is the Touch and Soul Sparkling Foiled Pigment. And this is Hollow Mulberry. I'm using this dry, starting on the inner corner, and I'm using a MAC 242, and just kind of bringing it over, and then I'm going to tap over the last shade we did. Back into the Emily palette, I'm taking an ESEM W21 and the shade Eve Rose to highlight my brow arch. Sonia G Pencil Pro and the shade Grateful. I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. And then after I get this done, I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara. I might put a little bit of liner on my inner lower rim. I definitely will do black up top. To finish off the eye look, I used Boss Liner from Milk to do the inner rim right up top. And then down below, the one from Benefit, this is the Roller Eye Bright Pencil right down here to brighten everything up. Now I'm going to move on to lips. So I've got this new one from BECCA. This is the Ultimate Lip Definer, and I have the shade Vacation. Thought this was going to be a lot lighter than what it actually is, but the lipstick's pretty light, so we're going to see how this works. It's a roll-up pencil, and then it has a little sharpener on the opposite side. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm using a very light hand because I don't want this to be super dark. So there's the color, and now I'm going to pop on the lipstick, and it's also from BECCA, the Ultimate Lipstick Love in the shade Sugar. This is what it looks like. I'm going to give you guys a little swatch before I put it on my lips because I know it's going to change color, so this is what the swatch looks like. And then I have one more thing for the lips. I bought 2 of the new Pat McGrath Lust Gloss, and I have the shades Nude Negligee and Prima Donna. I'll show you both of them. This one is Nude Negligee. This almost basically looks clear. You can see. So I'm not going to go in with that one. I'm going to use Prima Donna. This one right here is more pink, as you can see, but it's not too dark when you apply it. This is basically what I wanted the Fenty Gloss Bomb. Like that kind of pink right there is what I was hoping for, but I've got it now. So let's go ahead and apply a little bit of this right on top. So lips are done, but my face is not. I have one more thing to try. So this is a new setting spray from Beauty Blender. It's the Redo Set and Refresh Spray. It says to shake it up first, so I'm going to do that before I spray it. Test spray. Okay, so it's pretty light and airy. Okay, not sure why this is going on. Let me show you. Milky coming out of the nozzle. That is so weird. I don't know why that is happening. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into my thoughts on the products. And I'm gonna start off with this because I actually just went and had to fix all of my makeup, and I'm talking about my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, my powder, literally everything that was on top of my foundation I had to fix because this kind of destroyed it. I'm going to show you like a little close-up. I had little dots and it did weird things to my makeup, and as it was drying, it was kind of drying in that way. So I was like, oh crap. So what I did was take my sponge and I sprayed this with a little bit of the Natasha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, and I went over everything to kind of try and even it out. And then I waited for it to dry, and this stuff feels funky on my skin. Like, aside from the fact that I don't know. I don't even know what is up in the nozzle, but it feels funky on my skin. I don't like it. I waited for everything to dry, and then I redid my bronzer. Not like redid, but I had to go in, add just a little bit more and buff it out of my, like, all the powders. So this, I don't know if I've got a bad one, but the nozzle, I'm going to show you a little video. Like, when you're spraying, like, all of a sudden it starts to come out, and I know that it looks extremely inappropriate, but I don't know what's going on with this guy here. So even if the nozzle was fine, I don't like it feels strange on my skin. Like, the texture of it, I don't know. Almost like it is a moisturizer being sprayed on my face. I don't know. I don't like this. Now let's talk about the OSMOSIS foundation. I am in love with this. This is so nice. I have hesitated to review this so many times because people have asked and asked and asked, but I've hesitated because the shade range is horrible. But I do have good news for you because I feel like this is almost exactly like, hold on, my Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. Like, the way it looks on my skin and the texture and everything, these are so similar. So if you don't have your color in this, definitely still give this one a shot. I would say, like, texture and coverage, all that, I would say these are almost dupes for each other, but my understanding is that this definitely has better ingredients in it. So they need to work on the shade range on this guy, but I absolutely love it. And it's funny because as I was sitting here trying to fix my face, Brianna messaged me, and now I have a code for you guys, and it is an affiliate link. So if you guys don't want to use it, feel free not to, but it'll save you 15% on this foundation and her entire website. So anyway, I love this. This is going to be a new go-to. Absolutely love it. The new MILANI concealer, this looks good. I am not mad. Like, this actually looks pretty darn good. I feel like this is kind of in between the Shape Tape and my favorite Born This Way Super Coverage. Like, it's right in between. So it's a little bit drier than the Born This Way, not as dry as the Tarte Shape Tape, and I would say the coverage is about the same as the Born This Way. So this could be a go-to for me as well. I'm going to continue to use this and update you guys, but under my eyes right now, I like the way it looks. I like the color. Everything is, I just think it looks really good. So far, so good with this product. And then we have the Natasha Denona Sculpting Powder. This does come in other shades. Again, I have the lightest shade. I really enjoy this. I feel like it blends out really nicely. I like the color on my skin. So this is definitely a hit. The Jane Iredale Blush, like, I've got that stupid Beauty Blender stuff all over everything. Like, there's a coating on top of all my makeup. But this blush right here, it is small. You're only getting 3.7 grams of product, but I really like the color of this as well. It's kind of neutral. It's mainly neutral. It reminds me a lot of the shade in the Tarte Aspen Ovard palette, like that blush, maybe slightly more peach, but this is really pretty pigmented, and I like the texture and everything on it, so that is a good one. And then the Dior highlighter is not new to me, but it is still new, so I figured in case you haven't seen my favorites videos or me using this, I just want to let you know that this, yes, I absolutely love this, and deeper skin tones, it's going to be stunning on you. You've got to try that out. So in case you were wondering, I still love that. The Catrice Prime and Fine Luminizing Waterproof Powder. Again, this is the shade Radiant Beige. I do believe they have other shades as well. I like the texture of this. I will say that, again, I've been using that OSMOSIS foundation, so I know what it should feel like. It is just a little bit drier than what I am used to, but I still think that the texture of it is really nice. I like the subtle radiance to it. It's like a matte radiance, which I really like. So I think that this is pretty. If you are dry, I feel like you might not like this just because, like I said, I feel like I'm just a tiny bit drier than normal. But, and I know it's not the spray because I was feeling that way before I ever sprayed my face, so just so that we know. So yeah, I like the texture of this and everything, but I do feel like it's slightly dry. Other than that, very pretty. Now for the Emily Edit palette, you know, Emily Noel here on YouTube. This, I didn't use all the shades, obviously, so I couldn't tell you like how great the entire palette is. But from what I used today, I liked everything that I used. This shade right here, definitely, it was pigmented. I had no issue. I didn't even have to build that one up. I love this shade right here that I used on my inner corner. It's beautiful. So I, so far, am liking this, but I'll have to keep you guys updated because obviously this is huge. There's no way I could do one video and be like, yeah, this is amazing. But so far, first impressions is that I like it. And then the new Touch and Soul Metallist Sparkling Foiled Pigments. These are beautiful. I use this dry. If you saw, I first had this one on. I wanted to see what it looked like if it was just like a little bit sheared out. So you can wear this like full on pigment without even having to use it wet, or you can use it and just have it a little bit sheared out. You could use your finger if you wanted to, but I'm going to show you the other color. I've got, what is this? This one is Sun Aurora. I thought this was going to be a little bit more peachy. It looks peachy this way. Huh, that's weird. Okay, so it's peach, pink, gold, and green. It's really gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's really, really pretty. And then, of course, you already see what's on my eyes right now, but I'm going to swatch it again for you anyway. It's kind of like your typical blue-brown pigment right there. Oh, I just had to use it. I just had to. So these are definitely gorgeous, but they are just a little bit crumbly. So just a forewarning, they're going to be a little bit messy. If you tend to make a mess, do your eye makeup first. For the BECCA Ultimate Lip Definer, I just don't like the color. I'm really going to be completely honest. It's just too dark for what, like, I really thought when I was looking at the swatches, this is one of the lighter ones. I don't know if I messed up. I'm going to insert a picture. If it looks lighter online, I'm going to be irritated because I swear that this was one of the lighter ones. I don't know, but it's just a little too dark for what I was looking for. I was looking for something more along the lines of what I usually use. I definitely would like this lip more with, I've gone through another one. This is my Rimmel London 1000 Kisses Lasting 1000, whatever, 49 liner. And I think that this would have looked better. I like this liner better. So this, if you like roll up pencils that are creamy, I'm sure that you will like this. But to me, it's just like a color thing. So I'm not enthused about it, but it's mainly just because of the color. I do really like the lipstick though. This is the shade Sugar. I was already using Yours Truly a lot, so I knew I wanted to get like a pink shade. So I'm going to end up getting quite a bit of use out of this. I feel like these are really comfortable on the lips. They're moisturizing, and they already look like you're wearing a little bit of a gloss whenever you put them on, but then you add on Pat McGrath and just makes it even better. So speaking of which, these two right here, I have not used this other than just by itself, and by itself it basically looks like just a clear gloss, but it has a high shine. And this is Nude Negligee, and then I love this one. It's just a little bit more pink than what I have already in my collection, which I really love because I love Sugar, and some of the other shades that I have, but this actually adds that pink tone. It looks darker in here than what it goes onto the lips. As you can see, like I don't look this pink, but this is beautiful. And I applied this to my lips. I didn't wear it around or anything, but I applied it to my lips to see what it looked like by itself, and it's just so pretty. Again, it's what I was kind of looking for that shade of pink in the Fenty, the new Gloss Bomb in Fussy. So very happy to have both of those. I also bought one of the old ones, Astral Nude, and that one's really pretty too. So anywho, those were just the new ones, so I had to show you those. Everything really worked for me, minus the color of the BECCA liner and then the messiness of the Beauty Blender redo. If you have this, please let me know if your nozzle does this or if you feel like it's a weird texture on your skin as well. I am taking this back. I'm not messing with that. Yeah, that is a no-go for me. So you guys let me know how you feel about everything that I tried on today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.